guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well on this chilly fall day. I know I am enjoying this sweater weather and I hope you all are too. So this review is for Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition Season 18 Episode 4. Last week's episode was pretty messy and this week it gets even messier. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. And let's just get right into this review. So Miles and Molly get into it because Miles got wind of Molly making comments about his sexuality, and so it got a bit tense. Once Miles said that by the way that Molly presents himself, they seem to be cut from the same cloth, and Molly wasn't having it at all. He was pissed off that Miles compared himself to him, and so the two of them have decided to stay away from each other and not speak, but that's going to be pretty impossible when they're living in the same house. Now, things got even more messy between Molly and Treasure because Molly kept calling Treasure Amber by mistake, so it's starting to seem that Molly has taken a liking to Amber. He was really disrespectful by calling Treasure Amber. Like, that's one of the most disrespectful things you can do is call your partner somebody else's name. I don't know if he really did take a liking to Amber or if he was just trying to get under Miles' skin, but to me it was really disrespectful. Molly also goes into the kitchen and right in front of Miles and Treasure, he starts complimenting Amber, telling her how talented she is. There was definitely some flirting going on between the two of them, and this is why I don't really respect Amber and Molly the way that they behave themselves in this episode, and I'll get into that as I continue to go over what happened in the episode. So it's time for the couples to do the first challenge of the day, and this is that they have to perform a 45-second sexy dance routine for a video shoot. So everyone starts dancing with their partner, they're dancing really sexy, they're all into it, and then they end up finding out by Dr.Ish that they're actually going to do the exact same dance that they practiced with their partner with somebody else in the house. And that's when things start to get ugly because nobody seemed to be comfortable with doing this challenge at all. Now, Amber and Molly was paired together, and I just knew that they did that on purpose because they've been seeing tension between Miles and Molly, and then Treasure and Miles also get paired together, and so these two couples were acting competitive from that point on, trying to make their partners jealous. N.O.R.E and Thot are put together, as well as Monty and N.O.R.E, but they all really didn't seem to be taking this challenge very seriously because none of them really wanted to participate in it. Now, N.O.R.E was the most uncomfortable with N.O.R.E dancing with Thot, which I feel that a big part of his jealousy and the reason why he doesn't really like N.O.R.E going out anywhere with her friends and he wants her to be home 24/7 to where he knows where she's at is because he knows that she's a good woman and that if she goes out, she may potentially find somebody else. I think deep down inside, he knows that he doesn't treat her the best and that she may one day pack up and leave him. And so I feel like he was putting his insecurities on her in this episode. I'm not saying that he needs to be comfortable with his wife dancing sexual with another man because nobody would really be comfortable with that. But the way that he was acting, I feel like he was doing a bit too much because for someone who says that they've watched this show before, he had to have known before signing up that there was a chance that they were going to end up doing this challenge. Now, Dr.Ish and Judge Toller seemed to be pissed about the way that N.O.R.E was handling this situation because he was trying to convince everyone else in the house not to really participate in the challenge the way that Dr.Ish and Judge Toller wanted them to do it. So it gets really, really messy between Amber, Miles, Treasure, and Molly because when it's time for the groups to pick out their sexy outfits to wear for the challenge, Treasure and Miles were upstairs in their bedroom picking out outfits, and they end up practicing the dance upstairs in the bedroom away from everyone else. And Treasure hops up on Miles' lap and they start doing the dance, and Amber and Molly end up walking in on them as they're practicing this dance, and Amber starts going off, and I'm not saying that she didn't have a right to go off because she sees her boyfriend sitting in a bedroom with another woman straddling him on his lap. But at the same time, and I use relationship loosely when it comes to Amber and Miles because I don't believe that they're in a relationship with each other, but for the sake of the show, I will say that the two of them are together. And so I can understand why she was uncomfortable with that. They should have been downstairs where everyone else was at practicing the dance rather than being hidden away upstairs. But I also felt like Molly and Amber were being hypocritical because they were being very flirtatious with each other throughout this episode, but then they're getting mad at Miles and Treasure for doing the challenge that they're supposed to be doing. So for me, I felt like the two of them were being kind of hypocritical. And then Molly ends up calling Treasure a thought, which I thought was really disrespectful. Like, even if he was thinking that in his mind, I don't feel like he needed to say that, especially in front of everyone and on national television. When the challenge starts, Monty and N.O.R.E end up going first, and they didn't really follow the challenge at all. The dance wasn't sexy one bit. They basically just had an old school dance battle, and although it was kind of fun to watch them do it, I just felt like, it wasn't given what it was supposed to give. But we knew that was going to happen because, for the most part, most of the cast was not comfortable with participating in this challenge. Now, N.O.R.E and Thot end up going next, and they did a little bit more of a sexier dance than Monty and N.O.R.E did, but they did do a little bit of a safer dance as well. They did not do the lift at the end, and they barely touched each other. There was a lot of space between one another. Again, like I said, most of the couples were uncomfortable with participating in this challenge. Now, Treasure and Miles end up going, and they threw the entire dance that they practiced out the window and completely winged it. They didn't touch each other the entire dance. They didn't do what they practiced to do. Theirs was a complete flop. And I know the reason why that they didn't do the dance that they originally were planning to do, because Amber and Molly were losing their shit over it. Now, when Amber and Molly end up going, they actually did the best because they actually followed the challenge the way they were supposed to. Now, Amber hopped up on Molly's lap. She was upside down and everything, and they obviously won the challenge. But for me, I felt like they were complete hypocrites because they got pissed off and mad about Treasure and Miles' dance, but then they get up there and they do their dance, and their dance was extremely sexual. And so for that reason, I don't feel like they should have won this challenge. I feel like they shouldn't have won at all. When Judge Toller and Dr.Ish asked Monty and Thot why they felt uncomfortable with the challenge, Thot said that he didn't want to disrespect another man by touching his wife, and Judge Toller checked him real quick and told him, so you don't want to disrespect another man, but you'll disrespect your partner by cheating on her. I tell you, I got my whole life when she said that to him, because it is so true. So you don't want to disrespect another man by touching his woman, but you'll disrespect your woman by cheating on her with all these different women and make her look like a fool for even staying with you in the first place. I was just like, I'm so glad she said that to him. She checked him really quick, and he kind of got quiet after that. Now, Amber and Molly's prize was trash. It was just some dessert. They ended up sharing it with everyone. After the judge and Dr.Ish talked to everybody about how they did on the challenge, Treasure starts arguing with Molly because she's still pissed about Molly calling her a thought in front of everyone, which I feel she has every right to be pissed. Like, I don't understand. He's mad that she was giving a lap dance to Miles upstairs in the room, and they shouldn't have been doing that upstairs in the room at all, but he did not have to call her that. Now, I don't know if they're really a couple, but if they are, she needs to be done with Molly after the show, because he has zero respect for her, and that has been very, very clear throughout this season so far, and especially throughout this episode. He has zero respect for her, and she seemed really genuinely pissed off about the way that he was acting towards her during this episode. And like I said, I do not think that Molly and Amber should have won the challenge, because they made it so that Treasure and Miles couldn't participate in the challenge the way that they should have. So that is my review for this episode. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell.